With that down, let's move on to main topic number 4. And our fourth main topic today gets sent in to us by Jason Palmetti, who writes, one of the movies I've been looking forward to for the last few years was Doc Savage with Dwayne Johnson. Yep, they announced that, I believe, back in 2016 or 2017. Dwayne Johnson was doing the classic hero Doc Savage. I remember Johnson saying last year that it was being held up because of business issues. But today I read on Deadline that the movie is officially dead and that they're going to try to do a TV show instead. This sucks. All right. Thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yeah, just to catch you up a little bit in case you're not familiar with the story. So a number of years ago, I still remember when I was doing another movie show and we led off with this. It got announced, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson put up like on big social media, he was going to be Doc Savage, the classic hero back from the Shadow era. So, and a lot of people got very excited. I thought he was kind of the perfect guy to play it. And then we didn't hear anything. And then we didn't hear anything. And then we didn't hear anything. And then in early 2019, late 2018, Dwayne Johnson did come out and say, yeah, there are problems. There are business technicalities holding everything up. And we didn't really know what was happening at that point. Maybe it wasn't going to happen. Maybe it would. And everything was kind of dark for a while. Until, yep, you said it right. It came along that they're actually decided to scrap the movie idea. And instead, they are moving ahead with a television series idea. And they're going to move this into a television series. And it's not going to have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, unfortunately. So Dwayne Johnson's schedule is just too packed, so he's not going to be doing another TV show. Now, it should be mentioned here, there are a couple of really sharp production companies getting involved. I believe the production company behind Preacher is going to be involved with this. Awesome. The production company behind The Boys, I think it's Origin is getting behind this as well.
Seth Rogen's production company.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Who did? But I don't know. I think there are a couple of production companies. Okay. I don't know if that one's his or not. It very well may be. But the point is, I mean, it's not a complete dumpster fire because it does look they're getting some really good people involved behind the scenes on this. Maybe it could be something, but I'm not going to lie. I was excited about the idea of seeing a Dwayne Johnson playing Doc Savage, and we're not going to get that. But, oh well, maybe the show will be great. We'll have to wait and see. Aaron, you hear about this. Would you go the way of doing the movie, or would you go the way of doing the TV series? And what do you think about all this?
Well, let's face it, TV is really where it's at right now. I mean, if you would have told me 10 years ago that Al Pacino would be doing a television show, I'd be like, wait, you're crazy. I mean, you look at the biggest Hollywood names and they're all dipping their toes into television shows because unlike a few years ago where every contract I've ever had has been a 7-year contract, regardless of whether or not the show lasts 2 episodes or 7 years. All actors usually had to sign a 7-year contract. Now, because of streaming, especially the bigger names, they'll say, okay, we'll only force you to sign a 1-season contract. And then after that, you can renegotiate or you can leave. That's really appealing to a lot of these bigger names. So because of the bigger named actors that are coming in, and also you have bigger name writers that are coming in, a lot more flexibility than the constraints of network television. I remember asking Stephen DeKnight, the showrunner of Spartacus, whether he liked working on Spartacus with Starz, which is a very new network at the time, versus when he was a writer on, say, Dollhouse, which was on Fox, very corporate. And he said the great thing about working for a cable network, or in these cases, a lot of these streaming networks, is you just have a lot more creative freedom, a lot more flexibility. They're not necessarily trying to appease the paper towel companies that buy ads. So because of that, television shows are just having a lot, they're becoming 1-hour movies that when you piece them together, I mean, if you look at Game of Thrones, no one looks at that and goes, oh, it's just a little TV show. So I think that the world of storytelling in television has gone to places we never could have imagined. And let's face it, it's really hard to get a big budget movie financed and to know that it's going to make its money back. We've seen a lot of movies with these massive budgets that just don't end up doing very well for the studio. So if the producers or the production company can turn around and go, all right, let's make this an 6 or 10 episode limited series, and then it can live in perpetuity and continue to gain a worldwide audience on Netflix, I mean, you're never going to run out of cash.
Yeah, talking about the popularity of the shows now on streaming, about 4 nights a week, I'll go over to this place in Burbank called Cafe O. It's this big outdoor great. It's a hookah lounge. I don't smoke hookah myself, but the environment's great. You sit aside. I often pack up my bag. I go down there. I do all my work from there. I write the next day's show notes from there and all that kind of stuff. And they play great music. So Ann and Corey come all the time too. And we're sitting there last night. And this is speaking to the popular streaming right now because we're listening to the music rotation. They always play great music. And all of a sudden I'm working and I look up and I look at Ann and say, Ann, listen. I'm like, are they playing Toss a Coin to Your Witcher? And we're starting, and sure enough, they were playing like over there, toss a coin to your Witcher. I was like, oh, cool. So then about an hour and a half later, I'm working again about an hour and a half later, and I look up at Ann again and say, Ann, listen again. And it was a cover of the Mandalorian theme being played. Dun, 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 dun. But then these metal guitars came in. It was pretty damn awesome, actually.
Oh, wow.
So,
Can you find that for me?
Did
you Shazam that in the moment?
What's that?
Did you Shazam that?
Oh, no, I didn't. No, I did not. But I should have found it. But I'm sure if it's playing in rotation, I'm sure I'm going to be able to find it. But yeah, like even just the music from these shows are kind of becoming prevalent too. Anyway, Chris, over to you. Mm-hmm. You hear about them moving this thing over to television instead of as a movie. Good move, bad move? What do you think?
I think this is an excellent move. And I think part of why you need to know this is an excellent move is you have to know about Doc Savage. So for those who aren't aware, this is a character created back in the 1930s around the same time as like The Shadow and Dick Tracy, Pulp Fiction stuff. And it's what ushered in the comic book era that we have now. Stan Lee credits Doc Savage as one of his greatest inspirations for creating all the things he did with Marvel. So we have this character who is trained from a young age to be at his physical peak, who has a photographic memory, who is a absolute genius. And he interacts with all kinds of people. He's out there righting wrongs, serving justice. The Man of Bronze has interacted with tons and tons of characters. He has so many stories. So I think to really do this character justice and explore all the IP has to offer, television is the way to go. You can really explore his childhood. You can see him interact with different people. You can see a really long life to a television show. A movie, you're going to maybe cover one epic tale of his, right? You do a show, you're going to get to do so many different stories with him and really, really just get all you can out of this fantastic character.
All right, guys, question is this. Do you like the idea of them taking Doc Savage to television? Do you wish they had done the movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson like I kind of do, I admit? Jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.